You should have better worded your threat because I saw it as an opportunity. Some years ago, I was 25M and broke up with my 24FGF. She had cheated on me after 7 years together in where we lived. We had a 1-month notice to leave our apartment, in order not to pay 2 rents. I had to wait until the end of the notice before moving out. In the end, she kept the apartment with a new roommate, but we still had to pass the landlord's inspection to get our security deposit back. I moved out something like 5 days before the inspection date, and living with someone you dumped for almost a month can be hard. She was either trying to convince me to stay with her, either trying to make my life miserable because I dumped her. As you can guess, when I moved out I wasn't thrilled to know that I'll have to come back some days later to refill holes, repair some stuff and clean the apartment with her before the inspection. But hey, I'll do it. So, just before leaving, sitting in my car about to start the engine, she tells me, "You'd better really help me for the cleanup. You either clean really good or I keep the security deposit." Maybe a bit of context was lost in translation because this discussion wasn't in English. The way she worded it could mean either a threat or a choice. The tone and context sure enough clarified that it wasn't supposed to be a choice. Some things to know. I sure don't love doing chores. But cleaning isn't an issue for me. For her, most of it isn't either, but in the 7 years we were together she never cleaned the toilets or the bathtub siphon because it disgusted her. So I did it and she did other stuff to compensate. Money-wise, I was a working IT engineer and she was a student. So the security deposit, 300,400 euros each. Maybe huge for her, but I didn't care that much. So I simply replied, "Okay." She looked at me a bit confused, not understanding my answer. I said, "Okay. Keep the deposit and do it all by yourself." I didn't wait for an answer. Drove off, and when I arrived I messaged the landlord, with my ex in CC, telling them to send the full deposit to my ex and none to me, and I never set foot in this apartment again. That seems like a small price to pay to not have to clean the apartment and also stick it to her a bit. Seems like a great deal she offered you. No way was all the time and hassle worth half the deposit. Nicely played. Hope you're doing well. I like the saying, oftentimes, the cheapest way to pay for something is with money. I've found it to be true in many situations. Well played. Thumbs up. She kept the apartment with a new roommate. If so, why was the security deposit an issue? She was staying, so the landlord need not return it. She just needed to give you your share of it with her new roommate compensating her for this. Meaning your share becomes that person's share when the landlord return it in the future. What you don't care about can't be used as leverage against you. Do people get security deposits back? I thought that landlords just kept that money. This could have been the outcome regardless of what she said though. You always had the option of just ghosting her, with the only fallout being she got to keep the security deposit. TBH, if I was still renting, I see deposits as cleaning fees now. Too many real estates will keep your deposit for no reason. Well done, op. So you lost your security deposit. At least you got some upvotes for it. I mean, 400 euros for someone who is not making great money probably ended up being more helpful to her. Even if she didn't enjoy what she had to do to earn it. Even doing 10 hours work, that's 40 euros an hour wages equivalent that you paid her. Seems fair. Nice one. It's just like parents. Especially happens with those with low empathy, who mess up by mistaking what they think is a punishment as being a punishment from your view too, when instead you view it as an option. You might post this on r/Petty Revenge too. In English we have a saying for moments like this: don't threaten me with a good time.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.